There are moments in life when everything stops, when the noise fades, when the world holds its breath, and in that silence, something extraordinary emerges. This is one of those moments, because what you're about to experience isn't just a car, it's a revolution wrapped in leather and lightning. It's the BMW i7, the electric flagship that dares to silence a century of roaring engines and replace it with something even more powerful. Pure, unfiltered presence. The question isn't whether this car is luxurious. The question is whether you're ready for what luxury has become. For over 100 years, BMW has stood for one unshakable promise: the ultimate driving machine. A promise built on precision engineering, on the symphony of inline sixes and V8s, on the feeling of a perfectly weighted steering wheel in your hands as you carve through mountain roads. But what happens when that symphony goes silent? What happens when Bavaria's finest decides that the future doesn't need to roar to be heard? The answer is sitting right here. The BMW i7, the new 7 Series. A full-size electric luxury sedan that doesn't just compete with the Mercedes S-Class or the Audi A8. It redefines the entire conversation. This is BMW's most ambitious creation. A car that says the soul of driving doesn't live in the exhaust note, it lives in the experience. And tonight we're diving deep into that experience. Let's begin where every story begins, with first impressions. And the first thing you notice about the i7 is impossible to ignore. That grille, the largest kidney grille BMW has ever created. It's massive. It's bold. It's unapologetically in your face. Some will call it elegant. Others will call it excessive. But here's what matters: it makes a statement. In a world where luxury cars are starting to look like elegant appliances, the i7 refuses to blend in. This grille doesn't whisper. It announces. It declares. It dominates. And whether you love it or hate it, you cannot look away. But the grille is just the opening act. The real artistry is in the lines that flow from it. This car stretches over 17 feet long, yet every inch feels intentional. The hood is long and low, sloping gracefully toward that iconic kidney design. The roofline tapers like a coupe, giving the i7 a silhouette that's more dynamic than you'd expect from a full-size sedan. The shoulders are broad, muscular, hinting at the power that hides beneath the skin. And the way the body panels catch the light, the way shadows dance across the sculpted surfaces, it's like watching liquid metal come to life. And then, there's the light itself. BMW has always been a master of lighting design, but with the i7, they've transcended mastery and entered the realm of art. The headlights are adorned with Swarovski crystals, not because they need to be, but because they can be. Because luxury isn't about necessity, it's about expression. At night, when those headlights ignite, they don't just illuminate the road, they transform it. They sparkle and shimmer and catch every eye within 100 feet. And when you approach the car, the welcome light sequence begins. A choreographed ballet of LEDs that ripple across the body, reflecting off chrome and glass, turning a simple arrival into a theatrical event. This is not a car that asks for attention. It commands it. Now open the door. Or better yet, let the door open itself, because this is the i7, and manual labor is optional. Step inside and the world changes. The noise of the city fades. The stress of the day dissolves. You're no longer in a car. You're in a sanctuary, a private lounge suspended above the chaos, moving through space with impossible grace. This is where the i7 reveals its true purpose. This is where luxury stops being a word and becomes a feeling. The rear seats are the crown jewel of this experience. This is where executives conduct business between meetings, where celebrities retreat between cities, where you realize that comfort isn't about soft cushions. It's about complete immersion. The rear executive lounge seating reclines up to 42 degrees. There's a footrest that extends at the touch of a button, multiple massage modes that knead tension from your body, heating and ventilation that adjust to your exact preference. And it's all wrapped in Nappa leather, so soft, so supple, that touching it feels like a luxury in itself. But the i7 doesn't stop at physical comfort. It offers sensory indulgence. At the press of a button, a 31-inch BMW theater screen descends from the ceiling. Pair that with the Bowers and Wilkins Diamond surround sound system, 36 speakers delivering over 1,800 watts of crystalline audio precision, and you have a cinematic experience that rivals any private theater. Stream a movie. Play a concert. Lose yourself in sound so rich, so layered, so enveloping that you forget motion exists. This is entertainment elevated to an art form. And the atmosphere, the lighting, BMW's interaction bar stretches the entire width of the dashboard, a continuous ribbon of illuminated glass that flows like liquid light. It changes color with your mood, your drive mode, your music. Deep oceanic blues, warm golden ambers, cool Arctic whites. It doesn't just light the cabin. It orchestrates the emotional tone of every journey. This is ambient lighting reimagined as theater. Every material you touch is exquisite. Sustainably sourced open-pore wood. Brushed aluminum that feels cool and precise. Crystal glass accents that catch and refract light. There is no plastic pretending to be premium. There are no shortcuts. Every surface, every seam, every switch has been considered, crafted, perfected. This is what $500,000 feels like. But all of this serenity and luxury, exists on top of something primal, something powerful, because beneath the silence, beneath the comfort, the BMW i7 xDrive 60 is still a BMW. And that means it moves. 536 horsepower from dual electric motors, all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. For a car that weighs nearly 6,000 pounds, that defies logic. That defies physics. The acceleration is instant, seamless, silent. There's no lag, no hesitation, no drama. Just relentless forward thrust that pins you to the seat and reminds you that electric power isn't a compromise. It's an awakening. And here's where the i7 surprises even the skeptics. Despite its size, despite its weight, it doesn't drive like a luxury liner. BMW has equipped this machine with rear-wheel steering that allows it to pivot with agility that seems impossible. Active roll stabilization keeps the body flat through corners. Adaptive air suspension reads the road ahead and adjusts in milliseconds. What does all of this mean? It means the i7 feels smaller than it is. It corners with precision. It responds with confidence. It flows through curves with a composure that should be illegal for something this large. The steering is direct and communicative. The ride is adaptive, firm when you crave feedback, cloud-like when you seek serenity. Switch into sport mode and the entire character shifts. The throttle sharpens. The suspension tightens. The luxury liner becomes a canyon carver. It's not trying to be a sports car, but it drives with the intent of one. And that intent is unmistakably BMW range anxiety? Not here. Over 300 miles on a full charge. Enough to cross state lines without stopping. Enough to make electric feel effortless. And when you do need to charge, the i7 supports 200 kilowatt DC fast charging. 10 minutes plugged in can give you over 100 miles of range. That's not just convenient, that's liberating. But beyond the numbers, beyond the specs, what truly defines the driving experience is the way the i7 isolates you from the world. The cabin is whisper quiet. The suspension absorbs road imperfections before they reach your body. The acceleration is so smooth it feels like floating. This isn't transportation. This is transcendence. This is what it feels like when engineering and luxury merge into something greater than the sum of their parts. BMW didn't build their legacy on comfort. They built it on driving emotion, on the connection between machine and driver, on the joy of the open road. For decades, that meant combustion engines. That meant exhaust notes and gear changes and the visceral thrill of revving to redline. But times change. The world evolves, and BMW is proving that emotion doesn't need sound. It needs soul. The i7 doesn't erase the 7 Series legacy. It honors it. It extends it into a new era. This is still the car that competes with the Mercedes S-Class, the Audi A8, the Lucid Air. But it does so on its own terms. It's more technologically advanced than the S-Class, more driver-focused than the Lucid, more theatrical than the Audi. It's a car that refuses to compromise. So here we are, at the intersection of past and future, at the moment when a brand built on combustion chooses electricity, when heritage meets innovation, when the ultimate driving machine evolves. The BMW i7 is not perfect. It's polarizing. It's expensive. It's a bold gamble by a company betting everything on an electric future, but it's also something rare. It's courageous. It's visionary. It's a car that refuses to apologize for what it is. This is luxury without limits. Performance without noise. Presence without pretense. This is a car for those who understand that silence isn't weakness. It's power concentrated. For those who believe the future isn't something to fear, but something to drive. The BMW i7 is a masterpiece wrapped in controversy, a sanctuary built on innovation, a statement that the ultimate driving machine is still evolving, and it's only just beginning. Welcome to the future. It's quieter than you imagined, and far more electrifying than you ever expected.